My hopes with this video is that I share with you some of the ways that I was lied to about life, and that you hopefully see some ways that you have been lied to in life, and then you start to come into the truth. And when you learn the truth about things, it is a very powerful. It makes you very powerful. It makes you able to control your situation. It makes you able to control your life and your reality better when you understand the truth of things. Because if you're operating off of lies, you might be going nowhere fast. So if you're feeling lost, depressed, if you're feeling confused, if you're doing everything, if you're working hard and nothing is still working, or it's not working out the way you will have hoped that it worked out by now, this video is for you. I'm just going to share my story, and I know you're going to see things in your life that are similar or the same as well. So, the first thing I was lied about was, or how I was lied to, and this is not even on purpose, but I was taught things about money, and I was taught how to get money, and this is the sequence that I was taught about money. So I was taught, you go to school to get a good job, to then earn money and make money and work in corporate. And then you work hard so you can get even more money. And then you you get that money for decades, and then you retire. And after you retire, you go and have a great life. Like, you go and enjoy your life after you retire. That's when like the fun stuff happens. And I was also taught that working hard is equivalent, or that money is equivalent to hard work and suffering. I was taught basically that it's not good to work, or that it doesn't feel good to go to work. Like, going to work on Monday is so hard and everybody dreads it. And on Friday, everybody's like partying and so happy because they're off work for the next 2 days. So, even if you aren't consciously taught these, you're subconsciously taught this, especially if you're in the United States, that work is not something that's really pleasurable for most of us, and that hard work is equated with money. So that's the first thing that I was taught. That sequence is what a lot of women of color are taught, that you go to school. And by the way, I'm the first one in my family to get a college degree. So that's like a big thing, right? Going to school and going to university, going to college. So you go to school, and why do you go to school? You go to school to get a good job, and you go get a good job in corporate to make money. So all of these have been very connected and related. Like, school is school is how you get money, because it helps you to get a good job, and a good job means a corporate job, and a corporate job is how you get money. After you work for decades, then you can go enjoy your life in retirement. So that's a big fat lie. And it's deep in your subconscious mind, these beliefs. And it's not like your parents or the people around you or society has even like purposefully or intentionally taught you that the sequence of events is how you get to financial abundance or financial stability or just financial independence or whatever. But it's subconscious. It's a subconscious program. Number two, there's going to be a big one for Black women. There's going to be a big one for women of color. I was taught that God will save me. I was taught that God will help me, that God will provide for me, that God will be there for me, and that I should put Him, because it's a man, I should put Him first. And He's up there somewhere outside of me. He has the power and is in control of certain aspects of my life that I'm not in control of. He has the control. And that praying and being faithful to the church and tithing and things like that make me a good person and actually help me to have a better life. Religion is so much to unpack in religion, but for someone like me who grew up in poverty, someone like me who had a really rough childhood and a really rough teenage period and a really rough, just, I feel like I just had a rough life up until recently, okay? And I was a really good Christian girl. I was going to church every single week, 2, 3 times a week. I even worked at my church at one period of time. So I was really involved in church. I would pray every morning. I would read my Bible. I would do Bible study. And despite all of my greatest efforts to be a good Christian, despite all of my greatest efforts to ask God to please help me out of these situations, to please, um, make my life easier and to help me so that I could be at peace in life, despite my greatest efforts, none of that actually happened until I had my spiritual awakening. And I really started to understand who God is, what God is, how God presents in my life and stuff like that. So that was my second lie. Basically, is that religion is going to make me feel better, is going to help me in my life, is going to give me happiness, peace, joy, bliss, and that, after I die, now I can go to heaven and have the most amazing time, and that God is somewhere up in the clouds. It must be a man, it must be a white man. And that's a big fat lie. All of the religions have major flaws. There are hundreds, maybe thousands, yeah, probably thousands of religions. And don't you think that it's just like interesting that there are thousands of religions? Don't you think that is interesting that that all of the religions have like a male figure, or most of them, the most popular ones have a male figure as like the head or the savior that you're supposed to be looking up to. Men, you're supposed to be looking up to men, are our creation. We Number 3, I was taught that, well, basically, I'm going to go back a little bit. So when my third big girl job didn't really work out for me, I started my own business, and I thought I was doing everything right, and I was barely making it until I wasn't. But the thing that I was taught was, if you start a business, if you go and be an entrepreneur, if you build it, they will come. If you build it, they will come. And that's just not true. I was working really, really hard, and then I realized that I hit burnout, and I went looking for solutions on YouTube University, and I ran into manifestation, and I tried a bunch of stuff, and a few things worked for a few days, but I started to find out, okay, I didn't really understand it back then when I was looking at all the manifestation content, but it was just this never ending hamster wheel of me consuming this manifestation content. Because first of all this information on manifestation was so new to me. I had never heard about this manifestation stuff, like you could do something and then get a result. Like, I had never heard about this stuff. I was a good Christian girl. I thought God and my efforts in the world were the only thing at play, which is kind of true. Anyway, the third lie was that if you build it, they will come. If you go and be an entrepreneur, if you create something, that it will be successful, And so if you work really hard, then you can have a successful business. And that's a big fat lie. Okay. And number 4, basically, when I found out that when I stumbled into the manifestation content, shortly after I started to have my spiritual awakening, which is a huge turning point in my life. And that was in 2022. I remember the day, I remember the moment that it first started, and it was crazy. But anyway, what happened was I started to have my spiritual awakening, which led into something that's called a dark night of the soul, which is basically if you watch my previous video, it's the peeling off of the onion. It's basically the shedding of the old layers of who you used to be, or the old programs, the old limiting belief systems, the old habits, behaviors, thoughts. It's just the shedding off of everything that no longer lines up with who you authentically are. And it's a very dark, okay, it's appropriately named because it doesn't feel good to be stripped of everything you thought you were. It doesn't feel good. It's not a happy-go-lucky love and light type of process. It's like it's usually very painful, very depressing, a lot of fear, a lot of things come up to the surface because now they have to come up to the surface and you have to see them and deal with them to release them and let them go. Anyway, spiritual awakening, dark night of the soul, which led me into processing a lot of my unresolved, very traumatic childhood that I had, and then learning the truth about life and reality. So, and therefore money, because when you wake up to some spiritual principles, or you just start to realize that there's more to life than meets the eye, and there's more to life than they taught you in school. There's more to life than your parents were able to teach you because they didn't even know. When you wake up to the fact that, oh my God, my emotions are so powerful, they're creating situations in my life. What? Oh my God, my thoughts are manifesting in physical form. What? My words. So learning about life and reality, and therefore learning about money, led me to learn about myself, because I didn't know that I was neurodivergent. I was also unaware of how much my childhood trauma had affected me, and how traumatized I really was, and how dysregulated my nervous system really was. And on top of that, finding out that I'm autistic and trying to figure out, and trying to accept that I am autistic, and then trying to understand what does autism look like in my life for me. Because if you met one autistic person, you only met that one autistic person. So we're not all the same. And I don't see still, and I didn't see a lot of representation of people who look like me who are autistic, or people who have my type of autism, like, because there's levels to autism. Literally, there's levels to autism. So I learned about how I was neurodivergent, and then I learned about more about mental health, because mental health had never been talked about. It is never like something like that we talked about in my family. It's never something that I learned about specifically, like, a lot. And so I started to really learn about mental health. Like, I was into physical health. I used to be a health coach. So I wasn't in a personal trainer and a fitness instructor, and I was all into food and nutrition and exercise. And oh my God. So that was my specialty. Then that led me to learn about God for myself, do inner work, learn about self concept, learn about belief systems, learn about energetic blocks, of which I had a lot. And that led me to learning from and taking advice finally, and realizing that advice from people who don't look like me and advice from men didn't really apply to who I am and to my life as much as advice from people who look like me, and people who are and women and neurodivergent people. That advice, or that guidance, or that information really applied to my life more than anything else did. And I also had to get real quiet and just from scratch build up things that I can apply to myself, because I am an individual and I am different, or I process information differently, my life looks differently, and things like that. So out of these four things that I've shared, I know that last one was a bit all over the place. It was basically me telling you the process of how I got to where I am now. I had the spiritual awakening, the dark night of the soul, processing my unresolved trauma, learning that I'm neurodivergent, learning about mental health, learning about God for myself, doing inner work on my belief systems, because I learned that I had so many very detrimental, or they were functioning well for the life that I had. And that's why it felt so hard for me to do things or be successful, because I didn't believe that I was good enough. I didn't believe I was doing enough. I didn't believe that I was lovable. I didn't believe that I was worthy. I didn't believe that I deserved success or money. I was very scared to be seen. I was very scared and fearful of a lot of things. My heart, I'm doing heart chakra work right now, and I'm just learning that I have had so many layers around my heart to protect me and keep me safe. It really angered me that I had been lied to, or at the very least, misinformed or uninformed about so many things in the world. And that's why I want to help neurodivergent women of color, especially if you are going into entrepreneurship or you're already a business owner, and women of color who have had a very traumatic childhood. I just want to speak to you so much because I remember being so lost, so confused, trying everything. I was doing everything to be successful in my business, and I couldn't do anymore. And I knew more, I thought more was required of me. And then to stumble upon all this new information about belief systems, manifestation, spirituality, all this stuff was so new to me and so like foreign territory. And like, what type of world is this? Like, it was just so new, and I was so confused about why my life wasn't successful. And I realized from doing inner work that it's really not how hard you work. So I realized it's not how hard you work, it's not what school you go to, it's not what religion you're a part of. No, it's not Jesus will save you. It's not if you create it, they will come. Actually, working for yourself and other people is not the only way that you can make money. All of these like little lies, it's not true. It's not true. It's not true. I don't care what religion you're a part of. It's not true. Okay. The truth, let's get to the truth. Just so that I can give you, hopefully you've gotten something from what I've already said, but even more value, to give you even more value here. The truth is that when you are a vibrational match to money and you are open to receiving it from any way that it wants to come in through many, many forms, like then that's when you'll be receiving the money that you want. The truth is that God is inside of you. You and God are one, and it's not outside of you. It, you hear me say it, not him. I don't even know how deep do I plan to get. you know, I'm like, side note, I'm like in this period of my life where I'm really coming into who I really am, and authenticity is one of my words of the year. And I want to be my authentic self. It's just the information that I have to say is so radical. It's so different from anything I've ever said before. Before, with like when I was a Christian, anything I've ever said like before a few years ago. It's just so different from everything you've been taught. But I want to be authentic. I want to be myself. I don't know why I'm getting emotional, but I want to tell you the truth. But the truth gonna sound crazy in a world full of lies. I've had a spiritual awakening. I'm I'm psychic. Anyway, you are God in human flesh. You are God in human flesh. You and God are one. What do you think is operating your body? Like, just do this with me. Like, just blink your eyes a few times. Blink your eyes. And then bring your hand up and just do it like this. Now, what blinked your eyes? Who blinked your eyes? Who moved your eyelids up and down? What is moving your hand up and down? That's you. That's the real you. The real you is the source energy that's inside of your body, that's operating the body, that's viewing you having this experience as the person that you are today. That's the real you. The real me is blinking my eyes and moving my hand. That's the real me. And for some reason, you can hear my frequency. We're calling it words, we're calling it language. You can hear me. We can talk. We can talk, and you understand me right away. A source of energy, a bunch of electrons that have the ability to speak. I'm even back, if I go even deeper than that, I can go deeper than that. I just want to keep it there for a second. But like, you're God in human form. You formed yourself into a human to experience yourself. To experience yourself. We don't understand what's happening here. It's like so deep and profound. It's almost unbelievable. Because how in the hell could I be God if I don't have all the properties of what they say God is? The thing is, you have powers that you don't realize you have, and it's not instant. Like, they made it seem like God is this thing and you just snap your fingers and here's the gold right here in my hand. No, it kind of is like that though. In what way is it like that? It's your mind. I can put a gold bar in my hand right now in my mind. The gold bar is in my hand right now in my mind. I can feel the gold bar. I can see it in my mind right now. So yes, it is instant, but where is it instant? It's in my 4 and 5D consciousness. It's not instant in the 3D. This is why you created this game as the God that you are. You created this like delayed reality, this delayed physical reality, to experience what you have been being on the inside, to experience yourself. And it's real fun because reality, the 3D, has to catch up to what you've been thinking and feeling on the inside. And you don't know when it'll pop out here. You don't get to say when it'll pop out here. God, the other pieces of you, which is everything else, everything is God, is going to catch up and form itself into a gold bar. If I insist that I have a gold bar in my hand and I keep on viewing that every single day and feeling it, guess what? Somehow, some way, God, the universe, everything in existence, would put a gold bar in my hand. Anyway, if that's too much for you, you're just in control of your life. Money is easy to get. All you have to do is match its vibrational frequency. It's even more simple than that. All you have to do is unblock yourself, basically, and line up with your belief systems that money is easy, money is fun, money gets to come in, money is safe now, I'm safe now. And then you'll allow money into your experience. Then you'll do things that feel good, that are fun, that are easy, and they'll give you money just because. Degrees in education, institutional education, don't matter. My subconscious mind was running 95% of my life this whole time. This whole time, my subconscious mind and your subconscious mind is running 95% of your life this whole time. Something that they never teach you about in school. Something that your parents didn't even know to teach you about. Something called the subconscious mind. It sounds all woo and shit. It's not woo at all. Your subconscious mind is running 95% of your life on autopilot. That means your subconscious mind made the decision before you even had a chance to really think about it. And then you got 5% where you can try to get some wiggle room in there to make your own decisions. You don't even know you're not making your own decisions. This is life-changing information. And that subconscious mind, that 95% of the programs that are running on autopilot in the back of my existence, was created and installed. Those programs were created and installed when I was a child, from my parents, from the environment. I lived in the projects, from the hood. My money beliefs are from project noodles, like not having enough, not being enough, scarcity, poverty mindset. My money beliefs are from my childhood. They're from my father. who thought he was gonna live his best life in retirement only. He talked about that retirement for decades, you know? And my mom, with her broke mindset, ain't never got enough. And all the people that I was around in poverty, nobody had an abundance mindset. Nobody thought it was enough for everybody. Nobody thought they were good enough. Oh my God. So that's where my programs were from. And then to find out who I really am, that I'm a divine being. Oh, I must have came here. I must have chose to go through some shit like that so that I can undo all the programs and then reprogram myself. All of this, I've learned that real change, if you don't get nothing from this video, I hope you stay to the end so you can get this. Real change in your life, real change in the 3D physical world that we live in, real change in situations, real change in your money, real change in your love life, real change in your health, real change in the 3D physical world, in the reality that we live in, real change comes from changing your subconscious programming. Subconscious. What is your subconscious programming? That's your belief systems. When were they programmed? Well, when you were a child, 0 or pre-birth even. Like, okay, pre-birth. What was your mom believing? And those things getting programmed into you as you growing in the womb. Oh, it goes so deep. That's why it's like it's not little work. Like all these money videos and manifestation videos on the internet, like manifest 10,000, 20,000, 100,000 in 3 days. And maybe that person who is saying it did that. And they can't tell you what their subconscious programming is. They're not going to they can't show you their thoughts. They can't show you their belief systems. They can't show you their emotions, all the emotions that they have 24/7. They can't show you the inner work that they've done. They don't even realize because they have a great relationship with their mom or their dad or both, or because they have great support systems and they feel safe and loved, that they have the nervous system level capacity to receive $10,000 in 3 days. And you trying to figure out what the fuck is wrong with me that I can't do it. Everybody says I should be able to do it in 3 to 7 days. Or let me just tell my story, tell it myself. I watched so many of those videos and I was just like, no, I'm not getting it. Like, what am I missing? Oh, I'm missing, it's my subconscious programming. Oh, I'm missing, I don't feel safe. Oh, I'm missing because my mom did this, that, and the third. I don't feel safe around women, especially if I want to work with Black women. Also, money is a masculine energy. You might not feel safe receiving money because you and your dad don't have a great relationship. It goes so deep. It's like crazy. It's like crazy. And then just one thing somebody say, like, hey, look at the relationship with you and your dad, and that's how you're gonna fix your money issues. Well, you and your mom don't have a great relationship, and if you want to coach women, you're gonna have to deal with the betrayal and the hurt that you have on your heart for you to be able to interact with women again. Or maybe that's why you don't have any friends, because your mom wasn't a safe space, the one person that's supposed to be a safe place. Money can get deep. Money gets so deep. Anyway, I was lied to, and now I found the truth. And I just want to help neurodivergent women of color, especially if you are looking. And what I want to emphasize, especially if you are looking to own your own business, and especially if you are looking to be an entrepreneur, that is already a more challenging route to take. Like if you were a neurodivergent woman of color who wanted to go get a job and work, that gives you a certain level of safety and security and community, and like it's like, so like this, you go work, you get the check, you go work, you get the check, and it's so like feels more safe and secure. That I know that if you're neurodivergent and you're a woman of color, if you're a Black woman that's neurodivergent, it's if you're a Latina that's neurodivergent, if you're an Indian woman that's neurodivergent, it's going to be even more challenging just because there's extra things you need to do for your neurodivergence. There's extra programming, there's extra little things we need to put in place. I don't want to say it's going to be more challenging. It just needs to go a different way. You just need to work with your neurotype now. You just need to love yourself. You just need to accept who you really are. You're going to have to do work differently. Now I'm just chatting. I'm so glad I know all this stuff now. And it's my goal here to empower neurodivergent women of color, especially entrepreneurs and business owners, and women of color who have had very traumatic childhoods. It is my mission to just serve you, empower you, wake you up to the truth that it's not you, it's just the program that was installed. It's nothing wrong with you. You're perfectly imperfect, just the way you planned it to be. Okay? You planned this. You planned this out. There's nothing wrong with you. You're perfectly imperfect. Do you think God? Oh, let's not get into that. Let's get into it a little bit. Okay, just a little bit. Do you think God can make a mistake? Do you think God, the creator, can make a mistake? No. I don't think God made no mistakes. I believe everything was purposeful. There's nothing random here. Nothing at all. Nothing random at all. So anyway, there's nothing wrong with you. And when you wake up to the truth that your belief systems are creating your thoughts, they're creating your emotions, they're creating the way you talk, they're creating your actions. Ultimately, action is the end of the limiting belief, or action is the end of your belief cycle. So it goes belief system, I'll say belief system, and your belief system creates everything all the way up to your actions. This is why a lot of us cannot act, because our belief system says it's not safe, we're not loved, it's not going to be good enough, it's going to be too damn hard, and I'm going to stress myself out even more, and that's not safe. My family's going to disown me. They don't like rich people. They don't like wealthy people. I heard my sister talk about this person just because she was rich and pretty. And so I know I can't do that. I can't be rich and pretty at the same time. I heard this person did so much work, and I'm definitely not doing all that work because I'm neurodivergent and I can't handle it mentally or physically. So it's not safe. Oh my God, I won't be loved. My mother hates billionaires and she thinks it's unethical for me to gain a lot of money. So damn, I can't be a millionaire. Shit. Like, you have no clue. Or my father, he hates these people and I want to have a good relationship with my father. Or I want to be accepted by my community because it's humble and it's nice to just make enough money to get by. Just for my community. It might even be a community-wide thing, that you don't want to be looked down upon, or you don't want to be criticized, or you don't want to be in the spotlight because people are going to do this, that, and the third. If you have bullying trauma, like I did, or like I do, and I work through it every time it comes up. If you were bullied, that's going to affect the way that you are going to want to be seen or not. Oh, it gets so deep. It's not that you can't make the money that you want to make. It's that you gotta heal your unhealed trauma. You gotta process those things. You gotta change your limiting belief systems. You gotta change your belief systems so that they match up with allowing money to come into your life. With I am safe, secure, and I'm already loved. So I'm good. I can do it all. It's fine. Everything's safe. I'm good. I'm loved.